The Battle of Maehwa-San was a battle fought for control of the hills and area around Maehwa-San Mountain between the county of Hoengseong and the city of Wonju, between 7 to 12 March 1951. During the Korean War, the 27th British Commonwealth Brigade was tasked with eliminating the Chinese and North Korean forces occupying the area. Prelude. The mountain was strategic for the continuing operations in the offensive known as Operation Ripper, and was 1,085 meters in height. The objective was known as Operation Woodbine. The 27th British Commonwealth Brigade, led by Brigadier Battle Brigade, consisted of the 1st Battalion, Argyll and Sutherland Highland Regiment, the 1st Battalion, Middlesex Regiment, the 2nd Battalion, Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry and the 3rd Battalion, Royal Australian Regiment. Battle. The offensive began on the 7th of March with 3 RA being tasked with capturing Hill 410. A Company and D Company descended into the valley at 10 o'clock and crossed the open paddy fields under enemy fire across the ASI Repunsuwon Road and began to climb Hill 410. A Company climbed a third of the way up a spur before coming under heavy machine gun fire and light mortar fire and was pinned down, calling for artillery and mortar support from 16th Field Regiment, Royal New Zealand Artillery and the United States Army. B Company 2nd Chemical Mortar Battalion, the fire support provided could not dislodge the entrenched machine gun and rifle pits. D Company, which was climbing a spur parallel to the right of A Company and also found the going difficult. At 1500, D Company finally crossed the ridge line. Snowstorms began in the afternoon and hampered the evacuation of the wounded, and A Company was able to advance. B Company then joined the 2 forward companies to consolidate the position. 3 RA lost 12 killed and 24 wounded, while the 2nd Chemical Mortar Battalion suffered 2 wounded. At 6:30 on the 8th of March, B Company secured the rest of Hill 410 without opposition after the enemy withdrew during the night. The 2nd Battalion, Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry, secured Hill 532 and made contact with B Company, 3 RAR on the 8th of March. The 1st Battalion, Argyll and Sutherland Highland Regiment and the 1st Battalion, Middlesex Regiment began an advance on Hill 390 at 7 o'clock on the 9th of March and secured Hill 390 and other objectives without opposition. On the 10th of March, 3 RA moved forward to capture Hill 326 and 432 overlooking the valley at the base of Maehwa-San. The mountain consisted of a number of jagged ridges and its peak rose 1,500 feet above the valley floor. The hills were occupied without opposition, with the Chinese and North Korean forces withdrawing on the 8th of March to an area 5 kilometers to the north. The 27th British Commonwealth Brigade launched a simultaneous attack against Hill 703, Hill 752 and Hill 642. The 1st Battalion, Argyll and Sutherland Highland Regiment was tasked with the capture of Hill 752, 3 RAR Hill 703 and 2nd Battalion, Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry Hill 642. At 9 o'clock, the 1st Battalion, Argyll and Sutherland Highland Regiment secured the foothills that dominated the immediate area of the valley, and the 1st Battalion, Middlesex Regiment captured Hill 353 without opposition. While forming up for the attack, 3 RAR's headquarters received light mortar fire from the right flank without suffering any casualties. As A Company and C Company 3 RAR moved towards Hill 435 across the valley floor, A Company came under heavy fire from the village of Chisan to the right. The ROK 6th Division had failed to attack as ordered, with the result that the right flank of the brigade was exposed. 2 platoon from A Company assaulted the village of Chisan, killing 30 enemy soldiers, before heavy mortar and machine gun fire forced the platoon to withdraw. A Company suffered 2 killed and 7 wounded. C Company 3 RAR had continued towards its objectives, and by 1500 was pinned down just below the ridge line of Hill 703 and remained in the position throughout the night. The 2nd Battalion, Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry and 1st Battalion, Argyll and Sutherland Highland Regiment were able to secure Hill 642 and Hill 752 without opposition, with the ROK 6th Division still not having moved forward. C Company 1st Battalion, Middlesex Regiment protected 3 RAR's right flank. On the 12th of March, C Company had moved on to the crest and advanced to Hill 703 at 6:30. B Company and D Company 3 RAR moved up to consolidate the newly captured Hill 703, which had been abandoned hurriedly during the night. The United States 7th Marine Regiment moved forward and secured the right flank of the 27th British Commonwealth Brigade. Aftermath. For the 13th of March, the 27th British Commonwealth Brigade was relieved by the 5th Cavalry Regiment and moved to the reserve area at the harbour near Shipyong-ni. The Australians had suffered 14 killed and 39 wounded. Citations